Talk about the cue, pushing the feet into the floor. So if I'm just gonna, I'm gonna pick up this kettlebell and I'm thinking hinge and I don't push my feet into the floor, I'm gonna immediately bend from here. So all this tissue is gonna be spread out because that's where it's easiest to move from, but that's gonna tuck the butt, it's gonna pull on the nerves, it's gonna cause all those bad problems. But if I drive my heels and that tripod of the foot firmly into the floor, hard, a little harder maybe than you've been doing, that's gonna correct so many issues. If I go to hinge now, I'll feel those hips really stretching and I'll feel this area stable. So you'll feel that back engage, driving the feet through the floor. I'm hinging. That's gonna be much safer if I'm picking up something heavy. I want those hips in control of that motion. So let's all try that together. We're gonna squat. You don't have to pick anything up, just pretend. Push the feet into the floor. You're lengthening out all the muscles in your legs as well as the torso. We're always talking decompression here in the spine, but it's the legs too. So we can start loosey-goosey in the knees to make sure we're pressing out, getting tall. One of the reasons why we start loosey-goosey is some of us stay like this, right? We lock the knees out and the weight's in the toes. We're wearing high heels all day, especially me when I go out Saturday night with the heels on. Relax the knees. We're bringing the pelvis underneath the torso. Then I push. That's adding length to the whole body. Driving the heels in, ball the big toe, ball the little toe. Feel the shins working. Even if we do an anchor here, first push, then squeeze. So if you're seeing this, where the knees go knock-kneed, you're just not pushing hard enough into the floor. Push really, 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 really hard. Then squeeze. You'll feel it more up here in the groin. You'll feel the glutes stretching, hugging the floor. So first we got to decompress before we anchor. Even extension, right? If I'm not pushing in the floor, we go in a long wing, you're going to see this, right? Extend from the back. If I push hard into the floor first, now try extending. Okay. Tough, right? Feel these guys? Those are your hip flexors. They're anchoring you. They're preventing that extension. Let's do that again. Let's try one without. Relaxed. Easy to extend. Push hard into the floor. Heel, ball the big toe, ball the little toe. Now go into the long wing. You'll feel the chest stretching more. You'll try to extend. You can't get much out of it, right? That's what I want you to feel. We skipped the squat. Let's go back to that. So think hinging. Try one without. You'll probably feel, okay, I'm moving from here. I feel the butt tuck. You don't want to feel any resistance, right? It's kind of easy. Push the feet into the floor hard, firm. Then you'll notice as you push the hips back, as well as driving your feet through the floor, you'll hit that glute immediately. You don't have to go very far. Drive the feet down. And I'm shaking. It's sweaty just to get a little bit out of there. Then we can let the knees bend down to our squat. Come back up. Naturally push the feet through the floor on the way back up, but it's the way down that's so important. So if we're going down, crappy form, probably going to stand with crappy form. Same thing in the split stance. There's a lot of take-homes for this. That's why I'm recording. I'll see this with the knee on a lot of you guys. Knees buckled in. What's the correction? Take a guess. Push. Immediately as I push, see that? Knee goes back where it belongs. So if we're doing, these, I saw a lot of this on Monday. That's why I'm doing this. So that knee just caved in. Drive firmly. Now it's mostly on the front foot. Let's start equal. Both feet pressing in. On the back foot, it's the ball, the big toe, ball, little toe. But I'm still pushing. Like Jesse says, squash a bug. Big bug. You got to squash it. To me, it's like trying to put shoes on a 3-year-old. That's how much force you're putting into this, right? All your strength. Get that shoe on that little tiny foot. Push, 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 push. Then we could add things like our scissors. Squeeze. But we shouldn't, the scissors shouldn't override the downward push where this happens, right? And you'll feel everything collapse. Pushing hard, hard, hard. We're building on that cue of drive the feet through the floor. Let's try adding a hinge here. So we're scissoring right now, we're squeezing, hands on the hips. Now we'll start spreading the floor, but continue driving that heel down. Hinge, hinge, hinge. Now all that drive is on that forward foot. That forward foot is driving the heel into the earth. Make sure it's not the toes. Push the heel down. Spread the floor between the feet. Let's go long wing. You should notice if you're pushing through the feet hard, this won't happen. See the difference? Push hard. There's very little extension. I relax the legs. There's a lot. So we don't want a lot of extension. Press down. Scoop up. Reach out to your sphere. Push hard on that floor. Reach up. So we're not going to move from the hips here if we're not pushing hard into the floor. If I'm lazy again, it's all going to be spinal motion. And you'll be wondering why the person next to you is sweating and shaking and you're just flapping in the wind. The difference is the push. Drive. I'm trying to push my feet through the floor. I mean it. Drive your feet through the floor. And since we're on the squishy floor, you might not feel this as much as you will at home. Get on a nice wooden floor. It'll be a little easier. You'll have more resistance. Shake it out. I did forget the most important step. Because a lot of us do that. We get here, we just stop, and we step forward. Come out of these positions strong. We'll do it good on the other side. Just as an example, don't do it with me, I'm just showing you. I'm spreading to bring myself down. So how do I want to get up? I don't want to flop out like that. I want to scissor, yep. Spreading, scissor yourself back up. You pump out a few of these. Oh, sweaty. All right, switch to right. Right foot forward, left foot back. Feel the difference between your legs? Dear God, right? You know what I'm teaching? I get lazy. I stop pushing my feet through the floor. So when I'm at home and I'm thinking about it, I got good body awareness, I'm pushing those feet into the floor. I have to survive the class. I have to talk, so I can't always be cueing 100%. Neither can you. This is an hour, so choose your battles. But make sure at home, if you're doing your 2-minute, 5-minute session, get it hard. Start equal, weight equal between the two legs. Loosey-goosey to start. We don't want to be icicle locked out. Want loosey. Then I start pushing both feet through the floor. Front foot, I'm thinking about that tripod of the foot. I'll say root your foot. That's another way we're doing it. I'm pushing down. That should take away a lot of the knee distortions. And even the video I made, the very last video was on IT band syndrome. That's not going to work. And we're going to do all that stuff we did from the video tonight. But none of that's going to work if we're not pushing. I don't think I say it enough. Push hard down on that floor. This should lengthen out all those muscles. It's going to start correcting those knees rolling in or maybe rolling out. You know, sometimes I do this, it rolls out. So again, with the same correction, push down hard. It's going to help so much. So now my body will rotate, not the knee. Let's start spreading the floor, coming to the hinge. Really feel the glute work. Don't forget your breathing, all that other stuff. Now most of the weight, 80% of the weight's on that front foot, and I'm pushing it through the floor so I can really concentrate on one foot. Try to let the heel do a little extra push. Sometimes I'll push too much through the toes, through the ball of the foot, so I want to push the heel. You'll see this happen where the knee starts tracking forward. That lets you know your heel's kind of being lazy. So watch as I drive the heel down. You see that? The knee comes over top of the heel. Oh, I feel the hip more. Let's go long wing. Scoop up, reach. Get that neck long. Push your feet hard through the floor, then rotate. You'll notice, oh, I can't get as far, but you'll feel it stretch down the hips so much more dramatic. It'll be a dramatic change. You won't have to ask me, Coach, is this right? You'll know, it's right. Back to the center. Let's come up right this time. Squeeze the floor. Good. Woo. Grab a short stick. Little ones are good. I'll take the short one. Let's get you this one. These two are good. Bunch of little short ones over there. You don't need a super long one.
No.
There's another blue one there, Bob. Or one. You have two in your hands, so any of those work?
Okay. Does anybody need one?
I got one. Trade with Get a little longer than that, Kathy. That's too short. All right, we got our staff of Moses here. So we'll start with that left foot. I'm hooking this underneath. So the sit bone's here, I'm in the meat of the hamstring. And you'll notice if you just stand, it kind of twists. So you're going to rotate. So your torso is facing forward. And you'll notice, I can't extend at all here. Good. I don't want you extended. Right? Try to extend. You're locked. You're locked on the hip. It's one good thing I like about this. Drive the feet through the floor. Push them through the floor. Get tall. That's shaky alone. Check both feet. Make sure both feet are facing forward. Back heel is up. A few breaths right here. Driving the heel into the floor. You'll feel your arms stretching as you try to get taller. They're pinned on the stick. I'm a little wide on the stick. Don't get super narrow. You'll feel like you're a little compressed here. That's okay. Get tall, get tall. Next thing we're doing is going to hinge. I'm driving that hip back. I'm still pushing my feet through the floor. Then to get to our woodpecker rotation, I'm lifting up on the left side, dropping the right side of the stick, rotating to the left. Let's hit that 5 times. Left stick, I'm pulling up high, letting the right hip roll in towards the left. Keep your back heel up in the air. Most of the weight in that front foot and drive that front foot through the floor. Try not to let the stick twist too much. The stick should be perpendicular to your body. Hinge the hips back too. Make sure we're hinging, spreading the floor between the feet. Stand up strong. Come back to this lunge decompression where the weight is equal between the feet. Get tall. Let's switch sides. Let's shake it out. Gotta wet the whistle. In a lot of ways, the stick makes it easier. There's some things I feel more without the stick. Some things I feel a little different. The reason I came up with the stick is because of that. The knee loves to go out. So if you have the stick here and I'm pulling up on it, that knee can't go out. I'm rocking that hip so it can't rotate outwards like it very much wants to. Weight equal. Getting tall. I'm twisting the stick so my torso will be straight. I do a reverse grip. I didn't mention that. So my left palm's facing behind me so I can fight that left quad because I'm scissoring this stick with my legs. I'm trying to break it with my thighs. Some of these sticks might break. Scissoring the floor, getting tall. Spread the floor between the feet. Drive the feet through the floor. I'm hinging as much as I can. I'm sticking my butt out, trying to close the car door. And the hinge will be better. Like I said, the more I'm pushing my feet into the floor, it'll be more isolated at the hip. Lifting up on the right side of the stick. Drives me off towards my right. Left hip is rolling towards the right. I'm pulling up hard on that stick. Digging into that hamstring. I'll be bruised tomorrow. You'll love it. You'll thank me. You'll call me. Best class ever. Push that right foot in the floor. Heel. Ball the big toe. I want you to feel the shin. Stick the butt up and back. The more you drive your foot through the floor, it's going to do that. It's going to drive your hip up and back. They've been saying that a lot, and you just haven't been connecting with it. That's what I mean. Rotate back to the center. Squeeze. 2 more breaths here. Lunge decompression. Kathy's working. Good. Check it out. Good little bicep stretch was the bonus there. Taller you get, the more you're stretching out those arms. All right. Well, up.